So now we are discussing the motional EMF. What is the motional EMF? It means the motional EMF means the motional electromotive force. So before starting this motional EMF, first we are discussing that if this is the wire, the current is flowing in this wire. You know that the current is basically the rate of flow of charges. This I is the flow of charges per unit time, or I you may call it as a dq over dt. It means if a uniform current is flowing in the wire, as a resultant, you know that according to Biot-Savart law or according to the Ampere's law, this current will produce a magnetic field. So how to get this magnetic field? The grip the wire in the hand, the thumb pointing the direction of the current, and these curved fingers indicates the direction of the magnetic field. So the magnetic field will be around this. And this magnetic field B is equal to mu naught I over 2 pi r. This is what we have proved in Ampere's law. So it means this indicates that the current carrying wire produce a magnetic field around it. So now again the question is that if the wire is placed in a magnetic field, will it produce a current? Will it produce a EMF? So the question is that yes, if the wire is moving in a magnetic field, then you will see that the EMF will induced in the wire, the current will start flowing in the wire. How? Let us see that. Okay, how the current will flow in the wire. First, what is the wire here? This wire is a conductor. This wire is a conductor, and conductor is made of atoms. Here these are the atoms which are placed at a proper lattice point. Okay, so and there are free charges. Let's say these are the free electrons which are moving in the wire. The motion of these free electrons is a random motion, and this random motion of the electron will not give you the current. And the velocity of this random motion of electron gives rise to velocity, and that velocity is known as the thermal velocity. And this thermal velocity is getting from the energy, which is equal to 3 upon 2 kT is equal to half mv square. This is from the kinetic theory of gases. It means the average kinetic energy of the electrons is equal to 3 upon 2 kT, and 3 upon 2 kT is the thermal energy, or we call it as a simply kT. In 3-dimensional it is 3 upon 2 kT. So now the motion of electron is not at rest. These are moving electrons. So the electrons has a random motion. So this random motion electron will not give you the current. The current will always give you the when the motion is a unidirectional motion. So now if we say that this wire is placed in a magnetic field, this is the magnetic field, this cross indicates that the magnetic field is inside the board. Here, this cross indicates that the magnetic field is inside the board. Magnetic field is inside the board. It means now the magnetic line of force, which is the B, and it is measured in Tesla. The magnetic field is measured in Tesla. So this magnetic line of force, whose direction the cross shows that inside the board, so this touches the wire. So as a result, each electron will feel the magnetic field of this magnetic field Tesla. So as a resultant, there will be no effect on the charges, because the charges has a random motion, the force is not in a particular direction. So as a resultant, there will be no EMF in the wire. So now if we move the wire in this direction with a velocity v, so now we may say that all the charges within this conductor is moving with the velocity v. This is called the relative motion. It means the wire as a whole, if we say that the length of the wire is h is its height, the wire is moved along the direction x. If we say that it is moved along the direction x, we say that small element dl. Then the whole charges, free charges within the wire will move with the velocity v. So as a resultant, each charge will experience the force. The force on each charge will be is equal to qv cross b. The force on each charge within the wire is equal to F is equal to Q V cross B, or you may call it as a force is equal to Q V B, because the angle is 90 degree. The force is equal to Q V B. So now, as a resultant, this force will experience the wire. So as a resultant, we have to see that each electron will experience the force. So now look at what is the direction of this force. This is the direction can be found out by the right hand rule. This is my right hand. The direction of the right hand indicates the first vector, which is V. Curve the fingers towards second vector, V cross B. B is inside. The thumb pointing the direction of the resultant force. So the force on the charges will be in this direction. So we may say that all the charges will move in this direction with the velocity, let's say u. The charges within the wire will experience the force, which is equal to this. So as a resultant, they will move with the velocity u within the wire. V is the velocity of the wire and u is the velocity of the charges within the wire. So here, as a resultant, you will see that if this wire is connected to the ammeter will show the deflection here. This is the resistor, you will get the EMF over there. And this EMF is equal to the integral of force per unit charge into dl. EMF is defined as the work done per unit charge. Work done per unit charge. Work is equal to force into displacement. This is the force per unit charge. The small f is equal to force per unit charge. So here this force per unit charge is equal to QVB upon Q. Q cancel. So EMF is equal to integral of VB into dl. Integral over dl gives you the total length L. So EMF is equal to VBL. And this is known as the motional EMF. It means when the wire whose velocity is v, this is the velocity of the wire, is moving in a magnetic field whose strength is B and L is the length, it will produce the EMF in the wire, and this EMF is depending on these parameters. So now we have to see it through microscopic point of view, that if V is the velocity of the wire and U is the velocity of the charges, then each charge U will experience again the force. If we look here, if we say that here the wire is moving with the velocity V and the charges within the wire is moving with the velocity U. So here V is the velocity of the wire, U is the velocity of the charges within the wire. So this velocity V will experience the force. So the direction of the force is equal to V cross B is in the upward direction. So we may call it the force is in the upward direction. This is the force, magnetic force. And this is the velocity U, which is the U velocity of the charges, U cross B. The force is in this direction. So this is the force in this direction, which we call it as a U into B. Because the charge is Q, the force per unit charge. This is the UB is the force per unit charge on the charges within the wire. So we may call it as a VB, which is this is the force per unit charge on the wire, and UB is the force per unit charge. Here V is the velocity of the wire and U is the velocity of the charges within the wire. So now we have to see that V into U, it means the resultant velocity is this according to head to tail rule. V and this vector U, so this is the resultant vector, let's say we call it as a W. So this W is the resultant velocity, which is the sum of the velocity of the wire plus velocity of the charges within the wire. So W is the resultant velocity. If we may say that this is making an angle theta this, so this is the triangle in terms of their velocities, and this side is the force on the charge, this is force on the wire, so this is called the resultant force, Fr. This plus this is called the resultant force. So it means this side is the vector addition of the resultant velocity, this side is the vector additions of the resultant forces. So again we may convert it into the resultant displacement. If we say that this is the H of the wire and here this is the DL, so if we say that in terms of length, this is the H, which is the height of the wire or length of the wire, and this is called the DL. It means the displacement covered by the wire, and H is the constant, DL is not constant, it varies with the time. So as a resultant, this can be written as, and its resultant, we may say that its resultant is C. C is again length. So now this can be rewrite as the EMF is written as, I am rewriting it here. If we look into this figure here, this figure, this is the V, this is also V. So here cos theta, or first what is the EMF? So EMF is equal to the force, this is called the pull, means mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. It means this is the mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy, because if you will not move this wire, because the wire is moving with the velocity V, is by doing some external force. It means this external force says that the mechanical energy, external force which is provided means pull, which is the external force which pulls the wire to move in the magnetic field. So this pull, the force per unit charge, will produce the EMF. Means the mechanical energy is converted into the electrical energy. If you stop moving wire, there will be zero current. So here this pull can be written as UB dot DL. So this DL can be rewrite as UB into, this is equal to H upon cos theta into sine theta. Here if we look into this triangle form, here this is the angle theta, this is the C. So here the cos theta, the angle between them is a cos theta. So here if we look here, the cos theta is equal to C upon, means base upon hypotenuse. Base is equal to H, hypotenuse is C. So C is equal to H upon cos theta. Okay, so C is equal to H upon cos theta. So this is equal to H cos theta. This hypotenuse is equal to H cos theta. and this is moved at a distance dl. This is the hypotenuse, so this dl can be rewrite as h upon, or this dl, this is the dl. This portion is similar to this portion. Both are the parallel vectors. So this dl is equal to vector which is h upon cos theta into the opposite component is sin theta. So here this is equal to dl, which is equal to h upon cos theta into sin theta, because this is the vector which is equal to h upon cos theta, which we have obtained from cos theta is equal to h upon c. This is h and this is c. Okay, so now here EMF is equal to ub into h sin theta cos theta gives you the tangent theta. So here EMF is equal to UBH tangent. This is angle theta. Tangent can be written as perpendicular upon base. This is perpendicular, which is velocity, and this is base, which is h. So this is V upon U. If we look into this triangle, this is perpendicular and this is base. So V upon A, U. You cancel. So here EMF is equal to BVH. And H is the length, which we call it as the EMF. Yeah. This is the EMF. It means this indicates that how the mechanical energy, in the first part, we have seen that EMF is equal to BVL or BVH. So now here we have seen that how the mechanical energy is converted into the electrical energy, the resultant is same. The third part which we have to see that when the wire is moved, the flux through the wire will change with the time. It means there will be a rate of change of flux. It means if the wire is moving, the wire will feel that the flux cuts through it will change with the time. So during the motion of wire, d phi over dt is equal to EMF. It means the EMF is equal to d phi over dt during the motion of the wire. So here this can be rewrite as EMF is equal to d phi over dt. So minus d over dt, this flux phi is equal to b dot dA. So here minus d over dt, b, this area is equal to length into width. This is the length, which is equal to h, and this is the distance l. So l. So here minus b, h, b is a constant, h is the length is the constant, this varies, l varies, this varies. So this dl over dt is the v, because dl over dt is the velocity of the wire. Change in length in this direction, change in distance l per unit time is known as the velocity. dl over dt is the velocity. So here bh dl over dt, dl over dt is equal to h. So this is equal to bhv or bvh is the same thing. This what we have obtained through the flux. So here we have discussed three procedures. One procedure is EMF is produced through this rate of change of leg. EMF is produced BVL. The second, the mechanical energy is converted into the electrical energy, and we have seen that what is the EMF. The third, when it is moving, the flux passes through it is the rate of change of flux, and which is equal to this. The resultant is the same. In on all these three methods, the resultant is same, and this is known as the motional EMF. So what is the motional EMF, which we have discussed here? So now